Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakadash, giving double honors to the apostle of this great millstone, peace and blessings to brothers pushing and shoot in sincerity and a Bob above. All right, so brother Kodash. All right, coming at you with another lesson. All right, and this time I'm talking about trust in the Lord. Not too many people gonna, you know what I mean? Well, I mean DMS is, but these other camps, they ain't gonna. There's a lot of self faith, not lack of trust with the Lord. That's how these other camps they teach you not to wait on Yahweh Shai. This is the things they be saying, or arm yourself, get ready for war, like we some type of militia group. But here it is, contrary to what they saying. Scriptures have showed you plenty of times. Yeah, I mean we've had wars and we've overcome, but scriptures have shown us plenty of times, right? Plenty of times that the Lord will make a way, regardless if it's carnal. It's gonna be spiritual either way, but carnal, spiritual, with a weapon, without a weapon, the Lord gonna make a way, right? But to start it off, this is Proverbs 3:5. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thy own understanding. All right, so when you trust in the Lord with all thine heart, it means no wavering. All right, of course we in the flesh, but it means 100%. I'm locked in. I believe in the Lord. You know what I mean? With all thine heart. You can't be going to church every other week and then coming to camp every other week. Nah, because you don't trust 100%. You just think like you just this is how you think. It's just you're not gonna have 100% faith if you're doing something like that. It say and lean not into thy own understanding. So leaning not to your understanding means don't just go off of what you think. Actually learn the truth. Search for it. All right. That's why a lot of these other Israelite camps, they go on their own understanding, saying arm yourself, be prepared for war. All right, because if you knew the scriptures, you would know Esau's blessing is the sword. I believe it's Matthew's 25 and 47. I want to say maybe the 27th chapter somewhere in there. It's somewhere between Matthew 25 and 27. They talk about the blessings, right? Where Jacob had came in, he received the blessing from uh what's his father name? Isaac. He got the blessing from Isaac. And when he left, Esau came in and he asked for a blessing. And the blessing was given to him was the blessing of the sword. Right? So why would we and the thing about it is we're not even scared of Esau, but if the Lord gave him that blessing, that's a gift of the Lord. That's like fighting the Lord basically because the Lord gives him that advantage. Our advantage is being spiritual. And with a lot of a lot of these niggas not spiritual. That's why they don't get it. When you got spiritual power. You got the ability to pray and it happen right then and there, or it happen later in the day. You got the ability to call out to the Lord and fire rain down, things like that, which is much better than a silly gun, right? It says this is Psalms 37 verse 4-6. Delight thyself also in the Lord, and he shall give thee the desires of thine heart. Commit thy way unto the Lord, trust all in him, and he shall bring it to pass. And he shall bring forth thy righteousness as the light, and thy judgment as noonday. So I don't know if you know, but judgment is going to get carried out forever. And noonday is going to happen every day. So that's basically telling you he's going to do it, right? Not to mention, I'm going to bring it all the way back. Say, delight thyself also in the Lord. If you delight yourself in the Lord, you're doing the Lord's work, right? And he shall give you the desires of thine heart. So if you want to be protected in what's to come, because that's the big uproar right now amongst all Israelite camps is that Jacob's trouble, what's to come. Do they believe? Do they don't believe Jacob's trouble? They think we're going to get beamed up before it, after it, while it's going on. how we gonna defend ourselves, how we gonna survive. Hey, delight yourself in the Lord, and He'll give thee the desires of thy heart. Desires are not just women, riches, houses, cars. No, you got a desire to live, right? You desire to take another breath, right? All right then. It say, commit thy way unto the Lord. Trust all in Him. Trust in Him, right? That's the main thing I want to get at. Trust in Him. When you do a trust fall, right? Let's say you do a trust fall with somebody. You trust in that person to catch you, right? Now, on the other hand, that person could let you fall. That person could push you forward, slam you on the ground hard as slam, just like slam you so hard you bust your head open, right? But you're trusting them to catch you. Same thing with the Lord. You can't go, well, I trust the Lord, but you know, I got this AR-15 with the nuts on it, man, and you know, I'm ready. You know, there's nothing wrong with having a sword, but I'm specifically talking about a camp that poses something like that. Oh, we got the nuts on the gun. You know, that's a if you don't know what I'm talking about, the nuts on the gun is basically like a giant clip, right? Two giant clips with like 100 round in them, 50 rounds in them, something like that. And they was just going off, oh, we ready. You know, we ready. But them 50 rounds compared to what Esau got, it's like, what are you doing? You know? You gonna fight a missile with some 15, some 7.62s, some blue tips, huh? Like, you sound silly. A bullet wouldn't even make a missile explode, believe it or not. The missile itself ignites on its own, or it slams so hard on the ground. A bullet itself wouldn't even do nothing to a missile if you shot at it. If you got, I mean, you're still gonna die. You can see a missile if it's in eye range and it explodes, you're dead for the most part. Unless you just have like the perfect peak of where you can see it, and because if you can see a missile, you're in harm's way, whether you're in the blast radius or not, right? Just to throw that out there, because you're gonna have the explosion, you're gonna have the blast radius where the energy, the kinetic energy is just flying out, breaking all the glass, like it's gonna be like a giant wind. So Esau got a weapon like that, plus the radiation, and it's gonna seep out whichever way the wind blow. The radiation gonna go with it. If Esau got a weapon like that, what do you think that AK-47, AR-15 with the nuts on it gonna do? And he ain't even on the battlefield. He just shooting missiles while you on the battlefield shooting at the missiles. You know, this is something to think about. These are some of these Israelite camps. This is Romans 8:28, and we know that all things work together for good to them that love Yahweh, to them who are called according to His purpose. Right. And we know all things work together for good to them that love Yahweh, to them that are called according to His purpose. All things gonna happen according to the Most High, straight up. First and foremost, He controls everything. All things work together for the good. Yeah, everything is under the Most High control. So even Esau, so it's like, yeah, he got the weapons and all, but Esau can't use no weapon against you if the Most High don't want him to. Every bullet can miss. A fucking missile could hit you, and you could be standing in the fire untouched. Do we not need to go back to the three men of Vendigo? I forget the other two names. They was thrown in the furnace. Do we need to go back to that? Like, this is Proverbs 3:6. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. Now, fun fact: the reason why Moses didn't get to enter into the kingdom of Israel is because he didn't acknowledge the Lord one time, right? He didn't give praise to the Lord for something that he really the Lord did it, but he physically did it. He's supposed to give praise to the Lord, but he didn't, right? So he didn't get to see the kingdom of Israel in that life. So that goes without saying. If Moses himself didn't get to see the promised land, right? After 40 years of enduring it should go without telling you, hey, the Lord ain't, he don't care who you is. So you better acknowledge him. Real shit. Cause you going, you thinking you can defend yourself and you can fight off the world by yourself. You gonna go, okay. And he gonna send the world against you and there's nothing you gonna be able to do about it. The Lord want 30 niggas to come beat you up, it's gonna happen. You can call out to him all you want to, but if he ordained it to happen like that, you know, and he wants it to happen, it is what it is. This is Psalms 9 and 10. And they that know thy name will put their trust in them. For thou, Lord, hast not forsaken them that seek thee. The name of the Lord is a fearful thing, right? Just saying it brings power into the room. The heathens, they was scared of it. They still is. We was in the ancient kingdom. Yeah, ha, what? Yeah, ha, what? And then the heathens, they already knew what it was when they heard that name. They probably was, oh shit. You hear that rumbling, the ground shaking? They probably was scared. Even Esau was scared when you had Gad and Reuben over here. They be making fun of them in the cartoons and shit with they singing, but they was saying they would be singing, yeah, how what, right? They would be singing that too, and the heathens would get scared because they may not know what we saying, but they know the sound. They know what it mean when they hear it. It's kind of like a trumpet. The Lord's name is like a trumpet. When you hear it, it's like, oh, it's go time. This is Psalms 28:7. The Lord is my strength and my shield. My heart trusteth in him, and I am helped. Therefore my heart gradedly rejoiceth, and with my song I will praise him. All right. A lot of things get done through the Lord. I mean, all things get done through the Lord, but it's times where you sick and you taking the herbs, but the herbs ain't what's healing you. The Lord might use the herbs, but without the Lord, them things ain't gonna work. It's ultimately the Lord. So that's why also knowing his name is important. Right? Being able to call on him and ask him things, that's important. This is Matthew 6:25. I'm gonna end it with this. Therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life, what ye shall eat, or what ye shall drink, nor yet for your body, what ye shall put on. It is not the life more than meat, and the body more than a raiment. All right, so when it comes to what you gonna eat, what you gonna drink in that day, even in this day, it's like man, like it's up to the Lord, bro. It's not in your hands. The Lord can take all your money away, give you some back. He can make it so that all the food places closed in your area. You can have all the money. It's like it's not up to you. So it's to the point where you wasting your time worrying about it. And it's like, of course like I said, we in the flesh, so it's gonna happen. But at the same time, you gotta down there rebuke that thought. Like, man, it's really not even up to me, bro. It's not. I did say I was gonna end it with that. But this is a couple examples of trusting in the Lord. Or you have. All right, I gotta scroll all the way back up. The first one. All right, I'm gonna use this one. This is just called. Okay, it's in Mark chapter 5, right? And the name of this article is called Woman Healed by Yahushai. Trusting Yahweh is taking risks despite the pain. It say I'm gonna just read out the article. It say in Mark 5, we find a scene that is prevalent throughout the Gospels. A large crowd has gathered around Yahushua. People from all over the region rushed to him and pressed against him, and the crowd was a woman who had been suffering from chronic bleeding for 12 years. And if you don't know what the word chronic means, it's basically like, I even had a chronic disease before. It's basically like a chronic disease is like we don't know why it's happening to you and we don't know how to heal it. But it's we know what's happening to you. Like she was bleeding. They didn't know why she was bleeding. They didn't know why she was feeling what she was feeling. They didn't know how to cure it. That's why she had it for 12 years. There was no cure for it, right? There was no medicine to really, it might have been something to help, but it was nothing to like get rid of it. It says she had visited many doctors and had spent all she had on treatments, right? See. So it was treatments. It wasn't working though. But instead of getting better, her condition worsened. Because of the nature of her illness, she was considered unclean according to the laws and traditions of the time. She was sick, broke, and an outcast, right? So according to the laws, she was an outcast. That might have something to do with her bleeding, or I'm not exactly sure, but she was, real separated. All right, say yet because of her confidence, faith in Yahushua, she was able to ignore the pain for a moment and ultimately take the risk that changed everything. And they're gonna give you the scriptures right here. This is Mark 5:27. When she heard about Yahushua, she came up behind him in the crowd and touched his cloak. Because she thought if I just touched his clothes, I would be healed. All right, so basically, Yahushua, he already had done a bunch of miracles. Things had happened and this and that and so forth and so forth. Right? So she in her mind going, this man of power, this the son of the Lord. She believed. So she thinking this man is so powerful. If I could just touch his garment, I could get healed. Right? And it say immediately her bleeding stopped and she felt in her body that she was free from her suffering. So she knew at that moment she knew when she touched his garment, she knew like I'm not sick no more. The Lord answered my prayer. He answered my calling. And they say, at once, Yahushua realized the power had gone out from him. So Yahushua, he knew, he felt something like he used to using his power himself, but he felt something like, somebody just touched me. It's like, you know what I mean? Like some power just left out of me, right? And they say he turned around, the crowd asked, who touched my clothes? Verse 31 say, you see this is the apostles talking, or I'm gonna say the disciples, apostles and disciples, same thing. It say, you see the people crowding against you. His disciples answered, yet you can ask who touched me. And they basically were saying like, bro, it's like, not bro, but they basically were saying like, man, it's thousands of people out here, it's hundreds of people out here. How are we supposed to know who touched you, man? It's like hundreds of people out here. For all we know, multiple people did it and we ain't even noticed. You know what I mean? But he knew somebody had touched him. But Yahushua kept looking around to see who had done it. Then the woman, knowing what had happened to her, came and fell at his feet and trembled with fear, told him the whole truth. So she just came on, told the truth. She didn't know if she was in trouble or what. You know what I mean? She just know they was looking for her. They didn't know they was who her was. You know what I mean? So she came out and said like it was me. I had touched you. And she told her situation too. I was sick and I felt if I could just grab your garment, I could be healed. Right? It said he said unto her, daughter, your faith has healed you. Go in peace and be freed from your suffering. Right? Hey, he was telling her like, hey, that was your faith. Because anybody could go up and touch his garment and nothing can happen. That was her faith, right? Faith in what? This is also the NIV. This is not the King James version because it's an article. But the Lord basically, I mean, yeah, Yahushua, the Lord basically granted her wish because she had faith in him. All right, but hey, I hope this was edifying. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakadash, giving double honor to the Apostle Ezra Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to those pushing this truth and sincerity and a Bible.